Hi students, welcome to your kindergarten reading class. My name is Miss Lopez and I will be teaching you how to write. So the TEKS that will be covered in this lesson is TEK 2, Develop and Sustain Foundational Language Skills, List, Speak, Read, Write, and Think, Begin, Read, and Writing. The student develops word structure knowledge through phonological awareness, print concepts, phonics, and morphology to communicate, decode, and spell. The student is expected to B. Demonstrate and apply phonetic knowledge by identifying and matching the common sounds that letters represent. So by the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify rhyming words from a set of pictures. You will be able to sort words into rhyming and non-rhyming categories. You will be able to describe one rhyming word that corresponds to a familiar word. So before we start this lesson, we are going to play a short game. So the game is titled as End Punctuation Bingo Game. The instructions of this game are to give each of you a different bingo card and some counters. I will read aloud and display a calling card. You will then look for the punctuation mark needed in the sentence and mark it with a counter. You will get a bingo when you mark 3 spaces in a row, a column, or diagonally. So I will start. So on one side we have the sentences and on the other side we have the punctuations. I will choose wow, that's great. I think wow, that's great aligns with the exclamation mark because it sets off an exciting tone. Let's find out. I'm correct. So now it is your turn. You can take your time. So you think where is my shoe aligns with the question mark. Let's find out. You're correct. Where is my shoe does align with the question mark because it is giving off a tone of interrogation. Great job. So now we will jump into the lesson. What is rhyming? Rhyming words are words that sound the same at the end. So rhyming words don't always have to have the same spelling as long as they sound the same at the end. So rhymes can be used in poems, music, stories, and this can make rhymes fun and easy for our brain to remember. So rhyming is a lot for our brain to intake. There are many words, thousands of words that we can rhyme with other words, and it can get tricky sometimes, but that is why we are here to learn and understand what rhyming is and how we can identify. So here I provided for you a rhyming category and a non-rhyming category. So for the rhyming category, I provided the example of cat and hat. So do you think cat and hat rhyme? You're correct. Cat and hat do rhyme. Cat and hat rhyme because they share the same ending sound. Another example we have is bee and tree. Bee and tree also rhyme because they share the same ending sound. Then we're going to jump into the non-rhyming category. We have was and has. So was and has can trick us at first because it does have the same spelling, but it does not have the same ending sound. So whenever two words have the same ending, they can trick us, but we always want to focus on them having the same ending sound. We never want to focus on the beginning, the middle. We always want to focus at the end of the ending sound, We always want to focus on the ending sound to identify whether the words are truly a pair or not. Another example we have is come and home. Come and home are also spelled very similar, but they do not share the same ending sound. So therefore they do not rhyme. Another example that I did not provide for you on here is blue and you. That is for the rhyming category. Blue and you rhyme because they share the same ending sound. While they can be spelled differently, as long as they have the same ending sound, they can be a pair. So we always want to focus on that, students. So here we have pictures of words that rhyme. We have cat and hat. Do you think cat and hat rhyme? You're correct. Cat and hat rhyme because they share the same ending sound. On the bottom, we have dog and log. Dog and log also rhyme because they share the same ending sound. These four pictures share the same ending sound with, like they are paired. They are paired, so we have cat and hat paired and we have dog and log paired. So each of these are paired because they share the same ending sound. So then here we have pictures of words that do not rhyme. We have frog and fin. Do you think frog and fin rhyme? You're correct. Frog and fin do not rhyme. So just like I said in the prior slides, sometimes our brain wants to trick us and think that two words can match because we want to focus on the beginning of a word or the middle of the word. But just like I said, just like I mentioned, that we always want to identify matching pairs by hearing the end of the words. So here we have another one that we have is horse and house. So horse and house do not rhyme because although at first glance or maybe written on paper, it can seem similar, they do not have the same ending sound. Horse and house. Do you understand it, students? Great job, great job. You guys are doing good. So here we have rhyming groups. We have 3 sets of groups. We have group 1, group 2, and group 3. For group 1 and group 2, I have provided you the answers. And for group 3, I am going to let you guys do it on your own. But we are going to go over the first 2 groups so you guys can get an idea of what I want you guys to answer. So, do you guys think that pig and wig rhyme? Pig and wig do rhyme. So pig and wig do rhyme because even though they are spelled almost the same, they share the same ending sound. And that is what we are looking for when we are identifying rhymes. For group 2, we have fish and dish. Fish and dish also rhyme because they share the same ending sounds. So for group 1 and group 2, we can see that they are completely different things, but they have the same ending sound, so therefore they are a match. So for group 3, I want you guys to answer on your own. I want you guys to identify if whether this is a rhyme or if it is not a rhyme. So we have shoes and toes. They have the same ending, but do they have the same ending sound? Let's find out. So shoes and toes do not have the same ending sound. They are not a match because even though when you visually see how they are spelled, because that is what our brain wants to go by, we can see that shoes and toes can be spelled almost the same because of the ending, but they are not sounding the same, so therefore it is not a match. Great job, students. So now that we have kind of gotten a glimpse of what I want you guys to learn and what you guys have learned throughout this lesson, I am going to ask you 3 questions to kind of understand to kind of reveal if you guys are understanding what I am trying to provide for you. So the first question would be, can you think of a word that rhymes with dog? I'll give you time. So yeah, good job. Dog does rhyme with log. So for your luck, when you see easy words as these, they are usually always very rhymable, and you always want to make sure that even though that this is an easy word, whatever else that you rhyme it with, that you pair it with, it is the same ending sound. Even if the second match is a completely different spelled word. So for the second question, we have, do you think you can match the word purple with another word? You're unsure? So the word purple is a special word. It does not have a rhyming partner, so therefore it makes it special. So for the third and final one, we have, can you create a sentence using two words that rhyme? I'll start, that's fine. So I created the mouse was in the house. The mouse was in the house. If you can listen, if you can understand what I'm trying to say, I paired two words that sound almost the same to make it a match. Now it's your turn. So you think candle with sandal. Great, that's good. Rhymes don't always have to make sense as long as they rhyme. That is what I'm looking for as of now. So great job, students. All right, so now we are going to jump in the student activity time. For context, I want you to form into groups of 3 or 4 for each group station. For station 1, I want you to choose a set of visual cards that match with one another. For station 2, from a large pile of cards, students will decide if whether the card belongs to the rhyming group or to the non-rhyming group. For station 3, students will get a randomized picture and create a rhyming word of their own. So to be a little more specific, in station 1, you guys will find a rhyming partner, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, and you guys will be provided a set of visual cards. As a group, you guys will make the decision to match them with one another. Once they are all matched, you guys will share it with the classroom, say it out loud, in order for you guys to learn how to match and identify rhyming words. So for station 2, we have the rhythm pile. This one, I will provide for you guys a large amount of piled cards to make it a little tricky, but it will still be entertaining. And there will also be a rhyming group and a non-rhyming group. As a classroom, I want you guys to organize each card with the same group, with the correct group, the group that it belongs in. And finally, when you guys have all done that, I want you guys to share the choices that you guys made, why you guys made it, discuss with one another. So for station 3, I want you guys to create a rhyme. So you guys will get a randomized visual card and you will go based off that. For example, I was provided a mouse. So with that visual card that shows a mouse, I went based off that and I decided to rhyme it with the word louse. Although that doesn't rhyme, it is still a rhyming match. Although that doesn't make sense, although it's a non-existent word, it still rhymes, it still applies to my lesson. So just find something, go based off the card that I will provide for you, and if it's dog, you rhyme it with zog. If it's toe, you rhyme it with low. In a silly way, you guys will still understand how to identify those rhymes, how to match them properly. That's what I want you guys to do. So great job on the station students. You guys did an incredible job on working together as a classroom. Thank you for your participation. So for today's homework, we have the rhyming word match. So we went through the rhyming concept, identifying the rhyming concept, learning the rhyming concept, identifying rhymes, and creating rhymes of our own. So the homework of the day is titled as Rhyming Word Match, and I want you guys to identify rhyming words that share the same sound. I want you to be sure you mark your answer choices. Try your best, students, and always remember that whenever you want to look for the rhymes, to properly identify rhymes, we always want to focus on the ending of the same ending sounds of each word. That is the way that you will find the rhymes. So I want to thank you guys for your participation. I think you guys did an incredible job. If you have any further questions, feel free to message me, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Bye, students.